Okay, so since Jesus wrote nothing, as far as we know, we only have the information about Jesus from the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament, and the other writings of the New Testament. There are some church fathers who also wrote about Jesus in ways that might indicate they knew some extra stories that are not written down there, but these are the main sources that we have for information. And the question then becomes, how accurate are those sources that we have? How accurate of a copy do we have of what was truly written down in the original text of the New Testament documents? Remember, we have no originals. All we have are copies. I think there's good news there, because I think that the more copies we have, the more accurate the text is, and we have thousands of copies and fragments of books and whole portions of the New Testament that have been written down through the years. And remember, a copy, I literally mean a copy. They didn't have a copy machine. They didn't have a printing press until the 1400s. These were written out copies by hand. So they would copy things down. And one of the things that happens when you copy by hand is you make errors. You add a letter, you take out a letter. You add a word, you take out a word. Sometimes you do it on purpose. Sometimes you do it by accident. You also skip lines, or you jump up a line in the middle of writing the line, and you jump down in the middle of writing a line. There's all kinds of errors that can occur. And the problem is, when an error occurs, the next copyist just copies that error as if it were the original text. And you have things like that they track through the different documents and through the different copies that they have through time. So what happens is the textual critics take all of this stuff together, they compare it, and they go, okay, this is the oldest copies. This is the sentences and statements that make the most sense in the context. This is the stuff that looks like it was added or is an error that was put in at some point along the journey of these copies. And they study these things. I could get into all the rules of all that. I'm not going to. The point is, they've worked on this for about 2,000 years. And they have very accurate copies of what we today would say is the Greek New Testament. Most of our modern translations today are based upon this general copy of the Greek New Testament that textual critics have worked together on and hold to be the truth for the New Testament. The King James translation, done in 1611, was done off of what is called the received text. It does not include a lot of the documents that were later discovered or that were not available to them at the time of that translation. Some people believe that that received text is the better translation or the better copy of the Greek text. I don't think that is the case, because we now have more and older copies which disagree in certain spots, but that is something that some people hold to, especially in the fundamentalist camp. That is why they hold to the King James Bible. That is why they hold to other copies that follow that text, such as the New King James Bible and others. The question is, do we have a good text to be able to work off of? And the answer is, yes, we do, available to us today. This is Ori with De.Fundied.